Okay, let's not dilly-dally around. We know what this is. Everyone knows what the hell the MCU is. Everyone knows what a tier list is. You know what I'm doing. So here's the tier list. Obviously, you could see I already put stuff in the never seen. I figured I'd get that crap out of the way. We have Agent Carter. I've never seen it. I'm never going to, I don't think. Incredible Hulk. I probably have seen it, but I think the movie is probably just that forgettable where I literally couldn't remember a thing from it. And if I have seen it, it was probably when I was very young anyway, so... you never seen it. Black Widow, Shang-Chi, obviously the two newer ones, really kind of had very little interest in going to see these. Sorry if you wanted me to rank the newer movies. And then What If is, you know, it's just a cartoon, and cartoons are for kids. Anyway, go watch my 20-minute Cartoon Network rant, linked in the description. So I have ordered these in, the order of release, because I figured that would make the most sense. You know, you start with whatever came out first, and you see where they are now. You know, from because I see a lot of these tier lists, they do it like out of order, and it doesn't piss me off. But I'm like, why would you? Like, I feel like you know, it's more of a story this way. Anyway, we have Iron Man. The first Iron Man. It's a great movie. It's a great origin story. Great casting with Robert Downey Jr., obviously. The villain's okay. Yeah, but I think Iron Man is it's a solid movie. It's a solid start. Even if you like just you know, if you don't mention all the MCU stuff that it creates, you know, it's still a good movie on its own. No cap on God. Yeah, it's a fun movie. It's a fun movie. It's just not S because, I don't know, it's still just kind of a movie. It's not really like, you know, A is kind of like perfect, and then S is like, you know, it's like epic, I guess, for lack of a better word. It's still like, you know, you're kind of like, it's not like, I don't want to say basic, but it's like a superhero movie. You know what happens, but it's still really good. It's really well performed, and the story is pretty interesting. And there's like, you know, there's some stakes, and yeah. Next we have Iron Man 2. Well, a step down, definitely a step down. I don't really remember too much from this movie. The villain's pretty cool. He has a bird. Samuel Jackson's in it, kind of. Don Cheadle makes his first appearance. Black Widow makes her first appearance. Yeah, it's an alright. I think I'll put it in like C. C is like kind of average. It's kind of it's not like a bad movie, but it's not like a good or great movie or perfect movie, you know? Obviously, I have Iron Man 3 here, and I know people probably are already thinking Iron Man 3 didn't come out after Iron Man 2, but I figured, you know, it came out soon enough where it would make sense to just do the 3 Iron Mans in a row. So I know it didn't come out after Iron Man 2, but I'm gonna rank Iron Man 3 right now. And I think it's C. I think, like, honestly, this is probably one of the more forgettable MCU movies ever. Yeah, I don't know. And I feel like Iron Man 3 just doesn't matter in the story as a whole, because in the end of the movie, he like destroys all of his suits, but then like they don't mention Age of Ultron. It's just like, you know, oh, I'm Iron Man again. And then like there's like, I mean, the Mandarin twist I liked. I know a lot of people didn't like it, all those comic book purists. I enjoyed it, but like I also didn't like how like the Mandarin just ended up being some dude, which if you put a gun to my head, I couldn't name his name. Just some guy with glasses, I think. And like Pepper Potts gets like fire powers. It's a weird movie. I like the kind of stuff they did with his PTSD after the first Avengers movie, because it does take place after the first Avengers. Like, I like his PTSD angle, but I don't know. I feel like if they explored more into that as the movies went on, it would have been a bigger deal. But I feel like Iron Man 3 just as a whole, like, I feel like they just don't acknowledge it. So, I don't know, but it's not a bad movie, so it'll just stay in C. Thor, I don't know. There's just nothing about Thor that I really wholeheartedly enjoy. Loki's cool. I guess, you know, all like the Asgard characters are pretty cool. Like they don't really delve into their, you know, like they don't really talk about Heimdall or Odin too much. And to be fair, maybe they do. I don't really remember. But I know that most of the movie takes place in friggin', what is it, like New Mexico, wherever the desert is, Utah. And like, I don't know, Thor is just not the character that he will end up becoming. He is just not there yet. He is not interesting to me at all. Kind of boring, I should say. It's just not enough because, like, I'll sit through the movie. I'm not gonna have the greatest of times, but like, it's not like an unwatchable movie. That's better. Now you can see my hair. Captain America: First Avenger. It's kind of same deal, to be honest. If anything, it's better than Thor, but I don't know. I just found that movie boring, and Captain America was just not an interesting character at all, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. Just kind of forgettable, boring movie, to be fair. Sorry if you're you like the first Captain America. I just didn't find it fun at all, or enjoyable, or fun to watch. It's one of those more boring ones. Yeah. Now I'm probably gonna get a little hate for this, but to be honest, the first Avengers movie I don't think is as good as everyone says. Like, it's cool to see them all together for like the first time. The visuals of them like standing together and fighting is cool, but it's like they're just like, I have some problems with the movies that I really don't love it. Like, first of all, obviously this is a stupid question that everyone asks, but like, seriously, why is Black Widow and Hawkeye even there? Like, I don't believe them fighting aliens one bit. And I know it's a stupid question and an over-asked question. Like, it's a reasonable question, I think. Like, Black Widow, like, she would probably have died. Unless they, like, Iron Man could have gave her, like, a fucking suit. Same with Hawkeye. I mean, Hawkeye's a little more believable, but still, he's just a dude. Like, if Iron Man gave him, like, some of his extra suits, or, like, suits that were more designed to them, they would be a little more believable, because then they have a little more protection. But, like, if aliens are shooting at them, like, they're not gonna live. Like, you can get, like, I can get, like, Gary from Apartment 7, give him a shotgun. He would probably have the same survivability, you know, likeliness as friggin' Black Widow. That whole point really kind of has nothing to do with my, real critiques in the movie. Obviously, those questions, you know, they do bug me. But honestly, Captain America's and Thor's costume is kind of another nitpicky thing. I don't like their costumes. I think they look goofy as hell. Unrealistic. Stupid. Yeah, but I don't know. Overall, I don't know. The story is okay. A lot of the movie takes place in the SHIELD ship, which I don't think is the most interesting set piece. But like I said, when I go back and think of these movies, I don't think of the first Avengers as quite a big deal. I mean, it is a big deal, but I don't see it as like, it's just like, it's a okay movie. I don't know. It just didn't blow me away like it blew most people away. Because a lot of people put these in S and A, but I'm gonna have to bite the bullet and put this one in B. And I don't know, maybe I'm just being too critical. Maybe I just want to be so different and cool. I just want people to think I'm cool because I'm putting Avengers in B. That's it. That's the reason. No actual reason besides I want to be cool. And nothing's cooler than shit-talking things people like. And it's not even shit-talking. B's not bad. B's good. It's a good movie. I'm just, you know, I just don't see it as one of the better MCU movies. I'm sorry. I just think there's better out there. There's better out there. And we'll get to that. So obviously after Avengers came Iron Man 3, but we already did that. And then after that was Thor the Dark World. And I'm sorry, but there's a reason I have an F tier here. And that's to put this stupid movie in here. Who wrote this? Okay, next up we have Captain America the Winter Soldier. This is a fun movie. It's good. It's entertaining. You have Captain America, which is this is the first movie where I actually enjoy his presence. They have the Winter Soldier, which is an interesting character at the time. Yeah, it's a fun movie. I'm not gonna put it in an S because it's not my personal like favorite, but it's a fun, it's good, entertaining movie. Guardianness of the Galaxia, De Galaxia. Sorry if I butchered that. This is probably my favorite Marvel movie, or one of my favorites. It's fun. The cast is great. The characters are great. The story. You know, the story is fun. The story's good. The journey's good. The villain is like probably the weakest part of this movie, and like the whole dance pedal at the end is not my favorite moment in the MCU. But this, I don't know, just all these characters, they work so well together. It's entertaining. It's fun. It's so much different than what we've seen so far in the whole MCU. And I remember going to the theaters and just loving the hell out of this movie. Still love it to this day. It's S tier. It's S tier. It's S tier. Age of Ultron, I think it gets a lot more hate than it deserves. It's not the greatest Marvel movie. Certainly not the greatest Avengers. It's probably the worst Avengers movie. But like, it's all right. Like, Ultron is a funny villain. I feel like they should have done more. They should have made him more of a bigger threat. It's like, yeah, these guys are bad. You know, I just browsed through the front page of Reddit and, you know, I want to kill all humans. Like, it's kind of believable because there's a lot of shitty stuff on the internet. Vision and WandaVision, what's her name, Scarlet Witch. I think those characters, them being introduced, they were good characters, interesting characters. They're unique to what we've already seen. It's okay movie. I think it's top of C. Yeah. Now Ant-Man is like probably like definitely one of the more generic Marvel movies. You know, like Ant-Man didn't really need his own movie because I feel like in later movies he definitely is about better fit when he's with the Avengers. On his own, he doesn't need a movie. I did like this movie too. I did like the first Ant-Man movie. I thought it was funny. I like Paul Rudd. Yeah, but then as just a superhero movie, it's just kind of meh. No, so I think this one's also C. I'd probably put it above Age of Ultron, if anything. Honestly, I might even put it in... no, I'm not going to put Ant-Man on the same level as Avengers. I'm already probably getting shit for having Avengers in B, but if I put Ant-Man on the same level as Avengers, I'll probably, you know, be like a riot outside my door. Now, Civil War, this is where MCU got real. You know, they're like, hey, listen, we're the government, and we don't like you. They introduced Spider-Man, they introduced Black Panther. Those are two amazing characters. Some of my favorite superheroes. Like, I watched the old Avengers cartoon, and like, I saw Black Panther, and I'm like, oh yes, give me him in the movies. And I always loved Spider-Man. So adding those two characters to the MCU in this movie, I think it worked well. You know, Team Iron Man, by the way, because, you know, Iron Man had both Black Panther, Spider-Man, and I kind of forget who, but that's all you really need. And like the whole story with the Winter Soldier, kind of, you know, I don't want to spoil it because I'm going to try to avoid spoilers the best I can. Oops. I'm going to try to avoid spoilers the best I can. But like the Winter Soldier does some fucked up shit because he was, you know, he was a Russian spy or whatever. And like it has weight, you know, and these two, Captain America and Iron Man, they're not friends in the end. You know, like they had Batman vs Superman the same year, and you know, everyone thought that Iron Man, Captain America, oh, they're just going to team up and defeat whoever the big villain is in the end. But that's what they did with Batman vs Superman, and that was shit. They actually had these two fight and hate each other to the end. And for good reasons. Yeah, this movie is just really good. The action's amazing. Some of the best action scenes in the whole MCU, especially that plane fight. Yeah, but solid movie. Doctor Strange, I'm a fan of Doctor Strange. This is probably more on the level of Ant-Man, that it's like we kind of get the idea of these superhero movies. They're just like, okay, well, we get their tragic backstory, you know, why they're becoming this, and then they fight some villain in the end. It's, you know, and that's kind of been a formula for a long time, but like with more MCU, they have like a comedic charm to it. You know, they actually they have good casts, good, you know, visuals, and the visuals in this movie is fucking amazing. Carries the movie. I really like this movie. I don't want to put it above Avengers because that would be probably too much, but I'm gonna put it on the same. I'm gonna put it just below the Avengers. I really like Doctor Strange. Now, I love the first Guardians, but the Guardians 2 is a little bit of a step down. It's still entertaining, though. The characters are still fun. They add Mantis to the group. I don't, you know, that character is kind of whatever to me. She's, you know, she's entertaining, and she's a nice fit for Drax, because obviously they're kind of like a love interest, and, you know, she's like, he's very serious, and she's kind of also serious in a way, but like two opposite ends of the spectrum still. Yeah, I think it's a good movie. I think it's a solid B movie. I'd probably put it above Doctor Strange because I like the characters, and the characters are definitely what makes Guardians movies good. Spider-Man Homecoming. I don't know if you guys noticed, but like, that was cringe. I don't know why I did that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm wearing a Spider-Man shirt. I like Spider-Man. I really like Spider-Man. I really do. Some of my favorites, like I like the whole Sam Raimi trilogy. Even the third one, I know it's bad. Like I know the movie's bad, but it has some charm to it. As far as these new Spider-Man, like I can't lie, they're really good too. Honestly, I'm putting Homecoming in A, because Homecoming was a solid movie. It had a solid twist that, you know, it's hard for me not to see a twist coming in movies because they're usually pretty predictable. But this one, very unpredictable. I was not seeing it coming until it happened. Until it happened, I was shocked, appalled, not appalled. I don't think appalled is the word. It's really good. The dynamic between him and Iron Man, amazing. It has probably the best line in the MCU as a whole with, you know, Spider-Man goes, you know, I'm nothing without the suit, and then Iron Man goes like, then you shouldn't have the suit. You know, that's fucking, that cuts deep. The reason it's not an S, I might actually put it above Iron Man. I think I'm gonna put it Iron Man, because this is my list. Fuck you, I'm not here to make friends. I'm gonna put it above Captain America Winter Soldier. Fuck you. Yeah, I hear you crying in the comments. But Ragnarok, though, I gotta put this one in S. Like, if you can make Thor a fun character, then your movie is good. Like, if you can make me like Thor, then your movie is good. Thor Ragnarok's really good, you know? It's a big step up from these two shitters in the fucking bottom tier over here. Black Panther is a good movie. It has one of the greatest MCU villains with actual, you know, motives. Instead of, I just want to be evil, you know, he actually has a motive. Chadwick Boseman, rest in peace, plays the role perfectly. Wakanda's cool. It's just something, the one thing that brings this movie down tremendously is the CGI is fucking awful. Especially in the MCU and Disney, when you have like literally every money in the world. Like, it is ugly looking. And I'll also say, like, in terms of, like, ignore the CGI, but the story-wise, like, in the end, like, there just didn't need to be, like, this huge Wakandan war with rhinos and shit. Like, where did the rhinos come from? I think it's a solid B. Do I put it above Avengers? I don't think I have. I think I'm gonna keep Avengers top B, because, like, I gotta show Avengers some sort of respect. But I think it's a B movie. Infinity War. This is a tough one. Not really, it's not really a tough one, because it's definitely an S. I just don't know where to put it in S. I think over the years, like, Guardians has always been my favorite, but I think, like, Infinity War, like, I think I have to put Infinity War on top of S just by the shit it accomplished in this movie. It had a billion characters and managed to give each one of them a proper, like, role to play, while also building Thanos' story and making him a believable villain. And actually, you know, spoiler alert, having him win, having him beat them in the end, you should have aimed for the head. Oh my god, yeah. He should have fucking aimed for the, you know, Thor's, you know, he got a little more stupid. You know, I thought he was a good character, but he didn't aim for the head. But that made the movie a lot better. Thanos is probably the best MCU villain there will ever be. Like, I don't think they're topping Thanos ever. It's the best. It's the best MCU movie. I can't say Guardians is better, because it's really not. Infinity War is the better movie. Ant-Man and the Wasp. Why did they do this? Why did they do Ant-Man and the Wasp after Infinity War? What was their thought process? Yeah, we have this big epic fucking movie, and we'll give you this. We'll give you Ant-Man and the Wasp. Nothing against it. I don't think it's Ant-Man and the Wasp a bad movie. It's just like, at this point in the MCU, they shouldn't be releasing movies like Ant-Man and the Wasp. Like, if Ant-Man and the Wasp was released, like, between, like, Avengers and, you know, Iron Man 3, like, obviously it wouldn't make sense, but, like, if that was, like, the timeline, the movie would probably be a little higher. But, like, at this point in the MCU, given the context, this movie's, like, I'll definitely watch it over Thor and Captain America, but it's, like, it shouldn't be like this, especially at this point the MCU's in. Again, I love Paul Rudd. I think Wasp is cool. I mean, it's just the Ant-Man, but girl, and can fly. Captain Marvel, I understand why they did this movie. I feel like Captain Marvel should have been there over Ant-Man and the Wasp. Like, they should have just done it, Captain Marvel, in between these two movies, because it makes sense. Because, like, they're kind of, like, setting up for Captain Marvel at the end of Infinity War. It's just the character is kind of stupid. Like, the only thing I like about Captain Marvel are the Skrulls and Nick Fury. I think they make this movie 100%. Without them, the movie is pretty bad, because Captain Marvel is not a great character. She's not really entertaining. She's not really that, you know, they're trying to make her witty. Or, like, funny, kind of like, you know, Iron Man or whatever. Like, most of their characters are kind of, like, witty in that way, but, like, I don't know, with her, it just didn't work. And she's, like, in the end, she's a very Superman type of character, where she's just OP, and that's not fun. I don't like when characters are just OP. Like, they need to have a weakness. And, you know, even in Endgame, they, like, don't even use her until the end, because, like, again, she's fucking powerful. It's just kind of like, it could have been a good addition in the MCU. And maybe her character will grow on me, but as of now, she's just kind of there, and I don't want her there. It's not a terrible movie by all means. It's just, I think, just the character Captain Marvel was just very butchered. Should have been handled better. Yeah, but, like, if your movie's called Captain Marvel and Captain Marvel is my least favorite part of the movie, I'm sorry, but you got to go, like, top of D. We have Endgame now, and Endgame, you know, I don't think it was as good as Civil War. Or not Civil War, Infinity War. Infinity War doesn't feel like its length. Like, it feels like Infinity War just flies by because it's, like, just nonstop fun. I think you can get rid of, like, half of the first hour of Endgame because it's just a lot of mopey sadness, and it kind of gets boring, and I kind of start to tune out. And I'm not a big fan of time travel. I think they did time travel in this movie well, but I'm just not a big fan of it. You know, and it had its moments with the time travel stuff. And then the last hour is probably, like, the best hour in the MCU. Like, one of the best, because you have it's the end game. It's everybody fucking fighting everyone. I just think they really, like, Thanos just, like, they do that thing in the beginning of the movie, and the rest of the movie, Thanos just kind of seems just like a lesser version of his character in Infinity War, and that kind of brings me down, because Thanos was my favorite part of Infinity War, so having him just be like this kind of fucking chump in Endgame, not really a chump, but, like, he's just, like, not as cool. The movie could have, it had some, like, fine tuning, but it did its job. I think it was a good ending. Like, if MCU just stopped there, I think it would have worked. Because it was a good ending. I think it is top of B. Maybe it's top A. Maybe not top A, bottom A. Yeah, I'll put it bottom A, because I think that last hour does really carry a lot of the movie, and it does make the movie like feel kind of worth it that you sat through it just to see the last hour. And I'd rather the last hour be good than the first hour, right? Maybe not. I'd rather the whole movie be good. I'm gonna say that. But I'll put in bottom A because, look, it's all even. Spider-Man Far From Home. I really liked it. I really like Far From Home. I think it's good. I think Jake Gyllenhaal kills it. I think there's just like one scene that really brings this movie down, and it's just the scene where Jake Gyllenhaal is in a bar and he basically dumps a bunch of exposition on you. That could have been done better. It could have been done better than like, all right, yeah, we're bad guys, by the way, and this is why. Spoilers. Yeah, but like, if you didn't know Mysterio was the fucking villain in this movie, I don't know what's wrong with you. And then like the ending is poggers. This is the last MCU movie I've seen. And like it's like the questions that this movie has asked like are to me aren't answered. Maybe I doubt they answer them in Black Widow or Shang-Chi. God knows if I doubt they're answering in fucking What If. But like, you know, I can't wait for the new Spider-Man because of this movie, and this movie is really good. I'm gonna put it bottom A. I'm gonna put it below Avengers Endgame, and I'm excited for the new Spider-Man. What's it called? Just Hold On, We're Going Home or something. Now we're getting to the shows, and I'm gonna be honest. I'd prefer them just to not make the shows. I think the problem I've seen with the shows is that a lot of the episodes have a lot of, to me personally, filler. A lot of stuff that just I don't care about, I don't want to watch. I find myself on my phone more times than not. You know, the shows have their moments, and I'm going to rank them because I do like some shows a lot more than I like other shows. You know, the three in question here. But I prefer them just to not have the shows. I just want the movies. I really only want the movies. I don't care about the shows. I think these characters, these stories are better fit for 2 to 3 hour movies as opposed to, you know, 6 hour, you know, seasons. Or like, even like, I think WandaVision had 9. God, WandaVision. Let's talk about WandaVision. What a dropped fucking ball. The first 2 episodes of WandaVision are amazing. They're perfect. There's nothing like it brought the potential of the show all the way up. I was not interested in watching any of these MCU shows. I had no plans to watch any of the MCU shows because I did not fucking want to. Because I didn't care. I don't care about WandaVision. I don't care about the Falcon and Winter Soldier. I don't care about they're secondary characters for a reason. There's a reason they're not in movies, they're in shows. So I was like, I don't care. You know, I just give me the movies. But like, everyone fucking hyped up WandaVision and said, listen, the first 2 episodes are fucking amazing. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. It's cool. It's interesting. It's different. And I'm like, okay. And I watched it. And I was like, wow, this is cool. This is different. This is interesting. And then episodes 3 and onward, or whenever they like introduce like outside of the WandaVision bubble, yeah, it's just garbage. It's terrible. I don't like it at all. I don't like, listen, Monica Rambeau, I think her name is, like, I think she could be a good character. I know she's gonna be in the next Captain Marvel movie. She was in the first one as a child, but like the older one. Like, but like, I think her powers are fucking stupid. I think the way she got her powers is stupid. I think the whole sword, or what's it called? It's sword and shield, or it's called sword. It's like a thing of, it's like a knockoff shield. I think they're stupid. I guess like the cop, I don't know, Jimmy, I think his name was. He was in Ant-Man. I think he's like the only good outside character, but everybody else, like, they have like generic military here to fight off WandaVision. Like, if they kept it just in the WandaVision bubble and like expanded more on that and maybe made a little more of a payoff to that, instead of just like, there's a purple witch now or something. Because I didn't like the whole Agatha, like, sure, I liked her character because it was a little like her character had like moments earlier in the show that was like, that made you kind of go uneasy because it was a little creepy in the beginning, like, because you don't know what the fuck's going on. So like, this character kind of has like, you know, you're a little uneasy because she does some like, she like will have like an out-of-pocket line or something, or an off-script line. Yeah, I don't know. It just very dropped ball. It just kind of became generic superhero bullshit. Generic, like, not even superhero bullshit, but like just like generic bullshit. Like generic army, generic villain, you know. And it's just like, it just kind of just dragged in the end. And I'm gonna put it, I think I'd rather watch WandaVision than Captain Marvel. I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, I'd probably watch Captain Marvel over WandaVision because Captain Marvel is shorter. But in terms of quality, I think WandaVision is better than Captain Marvel. Now, I think the opposite goes for what the fuck's it called? Falcon and Winter Soldier. When I say the opposite, I think like the first half of the show is very boring. I don't care about it, but then it picks up in the end. I think it does doesn't fully get to like the greatest points. It has like a social message, which is cool because you don't really see that a lot in these movies. But like, there's a reason these two are sidekicks. I said this before. Like, there's a reason. Like, it's a TV show, and I understand they want to build Anthony Mackie or Falcon or whatever to be the next Captain America. But like Winter Soldier, he's had his arc. He's had his storylines. He had his moments. He's useless now. He's boring. He has nothing to offer. No interest at all. His arc is done. He was cool, and now he's not. I don't want to see Winter Soldier anymore. At least not as like a fucking, and at least not as this version. Like, I like it better when he's more of a, you know, anti-hero as opposed to, I'm fucking here, let's fight some bad guys or whatever, you know? I don't, you know. And if you think about it, like, you watch all these movies, the Falcon has literally had 0 storylines up until this moment. So I guess they needed this show to, like, give me a reason to believe he's Captain America. But honestly, if he just showed up in the next fucking movie in the Captain America outfit, it would make sense because he's given the shield at the end of Endgame. So I'm like, okay, well, he's Captain America now. You didn't need this fucking show to explain to me why he's Captain America, or that he had to do this and then he became Captain America afterwards because blah, blah, blah. He could have really just showed up as Captain America. I wouldn't really, like, I guess I wouldn't really believe it because, again, Falcon, you go back to these movies, he's had 0 stories. He's just been like the side character that like helps other characters' storylines. He's never had his own moment. Like, even the Winter Soldier had his own fucking story arc. Falcon has 0 story arc. He's had some like background plot, but other than that, Falcon has just been there. Again, half the show is boring. The second half, it picks up, but like it just doesn't. It doesn't really like. And there's some interesting social stuff, but like it's probably bottom C. I don't know. Again, this show didn't really need to happen. I don't think any of these shows really needed to happen, to be honest. Now, Loki, I think Loki's really good because I feel like the show actually does matter. Because it actually, it's still a mixed bag as opposed to, like, it's still a mixed bag like every other show. There's some low points and there's some high points. And again, these shows, like, it's a lot of, like, just filler stuff that doesn't really, like, at least I don't care how. Maybe it does matter, but I just don't care. The TVA is cool. Owen Wilson is fucking phenomenal. I'm gonna put a bottom of B. And not because it looks even like that, but because I do think it's a good show. The score is actually one of the best. Like, I didn't talk about music a lot in this tier list, but I think the score in Loki is pretty good. Okay, I think I'm gonna bump WandaVision down actually because I don't think WandaVision belongs. Like, honestly, like, I probably am in a Lost and Captain Marvel. Like, as much as I shit on them, like, I think I'd rather watch those two than like back to back than I would watch WandaVision again ever. I don't think I'd ever watch WandaVision again. I was probably more entertained watching WandaVision than I was with these two, because these two, Captain America and Thor, I'm sorry if you like the movie, but these two are kind of just duds. Like, they were not good. Especially Thor: The Dark World was terrible. I'm keeping that there. Actually, I think I'm going to put Black Panther below Doctor Strange. I don't know why I had it above those two. Honestly, Doctor Strange and Black Panther, I think they can vice versa. I think I'd rather watch Guardians 2 over both of them, though. I think this list is perfect. In my eyes. Let me know in the comments what you would move around. Leave a like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Let me know what other kind of stuff you want me to rank on a tier list next. I'm thinking of maybe doing Star Wars, maybe Harry Potter, maybe some video game stuff. Let me know. Thanks for watching. Peace.